everybody, and welcome to the 2013 Guilford Varsity Lacrosse season. It's Game 14 versus Joel Barlow, played on May 11th. This game was played at Kavanaugh Field in the pouring rain. It's an interesting matchup as the Indians come in ranked 4th in the M Division, while Joel Barlow, on the other hand, is ranked 2nd. Both teams are flying high in the standings, and Barlow has a 12 goals per game average. The Indians, on the other hand, are sporting a 9 goals per game average. Number 16 for the Indians, Mike Ring, here on the faceoff. Mike wins the first 2 faceoffs, and Guilford gets that edge. John Licitano here finds out it's not really all that easy keeping the ball under control when it's pouring rain. As a matter of fact, the ball comes out quite a bit during this game, and you know that circumstances would be different if it were otherwise. It's absolutely 100% harder to hold on to the ball in these conditions. John Licitano passes the ball out around the perimeter. When it comes back to him, he pushes the ball in a passing motion, and it gets deflected by a Barlow player, and the bad bounce gives the Indians the break. It's 1-0 Indians early. Here, number 25, Nathan Tepley, makes a nice stop on an inbounds, and number 9, Andrew DePatie, gets the one-on-one shot on goalie, but it's deflected wide. Number 24, Kevin Carrigal, takes the forecheck to the next level when Barlow's goalie decides he's going to take it upfield. Carrigal steps inside his man, makes the block on the pass. He assesses the situation, brings it down as close to the net as he can, and he scores. It's 2-0 Guilford, with 7:24 still to go in the first. Up 2 goals already, the Indians are back on the attack. Number 9, Andrew DePatie, gets it to number 18, Frank Ramphone, who gets hit as he shoots, and it bounces wide of the net. Alert Indians all over it. Number 29, Robert Larico, pushes it back in bounds. Number 9, Andrew DePatie, comes away with it. DePatie centers it to number 6, Mike Serra, who alertly gets it inside to a cutting number 29, Robert Larico, and Larico scores. It's 3-0 Indians, and that's a good cause for celebration with just over 6 minutes gone by in the first quarter. The Indians know they're playing a team that has a 12 goal per game average, and they're not taking it lightly. They're putting on the pressure on defense now, and they managed to come up with the turnover in this play. That's number 5, Zach Catarusa, and number 21, Mark Licitano, working together. And I would venture to surmise that anytime you hear those 2 names on defense together, the result's going to be a turnover. Number 26, Duke Knapp, takes off on an inbounds, and he wows the crowd as he shows them one of his football moves. Duke Knapp is also a running back for the Guilford High School football team. With under 4 minutes left in the quarter, Guilford has been all over Barlow. With 2 top 5 teams in this game, you wonder at what point Barlow's going to come out. They do some precise passing, and I mean precision passing. Barlow does this the whole game long. They move the ball from side to side, never stopping, and here's a precision shot that gets by James Bright. Barlow gains a toehold with 3:49 left in the first. Much like the Guilford Indians, Barlow never gives up on the play. They're passing the ball around here, and at some point they manage to get it down inside, but James Bright makes a nice save. But Barlow doesn't give up. They're right back at it. And that kind of stick-to-itiveness will almost always render a positive result. Barlow continues to pass it around from one side of the field to the other. And they get it out to the wing. And the wingman has a shot. He takes it. It doinks off the post, but it's in. And now it's 3-2 Guilford with 2:27 left in the first quarter. As you watch number 5, Zach Catarusa, here create a turnover. I just want to say that if you're at this game, you realize very quickly that you're watching 2 great athletic teams. If you came to this game, you got your money's worth. And now here's James Bright with another save. You might recall that Barlow's goalie got caught out of the net early, but here he is out of the net again. and he's moving up. He makes a precision pass to one of his long stick defensemen, He decides he's going on offense. He gets inside Mark Lusitano and over Duke Knapp and James Bright into the only part of the net that was even open. He ties the game up at 3 each, and that's the score at the end of the quarter. Just 40 seconds into the second quarter, tied at 3. Barlow's midfielder fires a vicious crossbody bouncing shot that finds the back of the net, and Barlow goes up 4-3. Adding insult to injury, things get even more complicated for Guilford. Barlow gets the ball down low, but the man's covered. He spins away to find an open man uncovered, waiting on the back door. And Barlow's made a statement by going from 3 goals down to make it 5-3. Guilford needs to get on their horse if they're going to stop this streak of Barlow. And Nathan Tepley, number 25, gets the ball out here, and Zach Catarusa gets the turnover. The Indians are kicking it up a notch, and just a minute later, they're moving the ball around on offense. Number 9, Andrew DePatie, finds Kevin Carrigal over the middle, and Carrigal fires and scores. Kevin's second goal puts Guilford within 1. With 7:15 left in the half, Guilford breaks Barlow's 5-goal scoring streak. It's my estimation that Barlow's the best team Guilford's faced all season. They can pass the ball around the perimeter. They have passing plays where they skip from player to player, maybe every other player, and then all the way across the field. And when none of that works, individually, each Barlow player is also capable of creating his own goal like this. Barlow goes back up 6-4 with a 2-goal lead with 5:44 left in the half. That goal was absolutely amazing as he threaded the needle to get it in by Bright. Here Barlow gets the ball again, and here's the goalie out of the net again, never afraid to take him out. He actually passes backwards to his defenseman before they move the ball back upfield. Some great passing here. They get it down to the back door in a hurry, and another needle threading, and it's 7-4 Barlow. It's really looking dark for Guilford. Next up, number 7, Freddie Trotta, brings back the light for Guilford. He gets the ball down to Andrew DePatie. Passes a little high, but DePatie catches it, turns and fires. Guilford's only down by 2 now, trailing 7-5, with 3:12 to go before halftime. Barlow's really given Guilford a tough time, and ironically, just a day prior, Guilford had won a 7-6 decision over number 1 ranked Xavier of the L Division. You can't help but think that maybe playing 2 days in a row might be having an effect on the Indians now. Barlow has the wound open, and they're continuing to let blood. Even when number 21, Mark Lusitano, gets the ball out, but Barlow gets the ball over center. Tyler Nelson leaves his feet, and they still go one more for a sidearm heater, and there's nothing James Bright can do. It's now 8-5 Barlow, and it's late in the half. Still, what I've seen of this Guilford team in my time of doing video is that they don't lay down and die. Number 27, Eric Zergabel, defends his space here. This kind of pressure leads to a bad pass, and Duke Knapp is there, number 26. He picks it off, and he pushes it upfield. Back up to Eric Zergabel, and Zergabel finds number 9, DePatie, down in the corner, who all along knew number 32, John Lusitano, was there. And you've got the bird's eye view of that goal, and John Lusitano makes it 8-6. But the Indians are still down by 2. Not only do they not lay down and die, but they're out for the kill. Freddie Trotta gets the ball out, and Tyler Nelson scoops, and he's on his way down towards the net. He gets it to John Lusitano, down to Kevin Carrigal, but the goalie will win this one. So we go into the half with Barlow leading 8-6. The Indians came out in the second half just a day ago, down by 1 to the number 1 team in the L Division. That was Xavier. Here they come out 2 goals down against the number 2 team in the M Division. That's Joel Barlow, and they're just as fired up as they were the day before. They get the ball up top to John Lusitano, who then fires a pass down to number 29, Robert Larico, and then across the crease to Mike Ring, who's standing on the back door. Even though he's covered, he gets the shot off, and he puts the Indians back within 1 with 10:24 left in the third. Seconds later, the Indians gain possession again. Number 26, Duke Knapp, goes back to number 31, James Bright. And James Bright finds number 21, Mark Lusitano, out on the wing. Mark decides he's going to take it upfield as he's done many times this season. He drops the ball, but he gets it back up. He fires a skip shot. And what a time for the senior defenseman to get a goal. Mark's goal knots the game back up at 8 each with 9:45 to go in the third quarter. That's a well-deserved celebration for Mark. And here's Mark now on defense. You can see that Barlow's player doesn't even know what to do. He's calling for help. He'll finally find someone to get rid of the ball to, though. But soon after, it's Nathan Tepley's turn, number 25 here. Tepley's pressure leads to a turnover. Barlow's defense, though, seems to be equally as tough. Watch him working here against number 9, Andrew DePatie. When DePatie finally gets a shot off, Barlow's goalie is standing there waiting for it. Still tied at 8, the ball gets out to John Lusitano. He just splits the two defenders and overpowers the goalie. The Indians are back on top, 9-8, with 6:48 left in the third. What a game. It's a great job by the Indians to go back up on top. Only seconds later, though, Barlow gets the ball. They're moving it around. The defense is really putting on some good pressure. But Barlow manages to hang on to the ball. They hang on to it long enough to catch their inbound man. Their inbound man takes it from sideline to net. And he ties the game back up at 9 with 6 minutes and 27 seconds left in the third quarter. Barlow regains possession of the ball. They take a look inside, and they get it down there, but the threat is summarily dismissed by number 21, Mark Lusitano, and number 26, Duke Knapp. But here comes that unrelenting forecheck, and Mark's got to dump it off. Kevin Carrigal, John Lusitano, and Nathan Tepley team up here to create this turnover. But Barlow's defense, something to watch. Always a man on you, always a pressure. You can't even settle down. They're all over you. Barlow's intensity seems to heighten as the fourth quarter approaches. Number 29, Robert Larico here, gets over to number 24, Kevin Carrigal. But watch the long stick defense here. The defense continues to man up well. There's always a stick in front, and when you get by them, there's always help. Here the defense is working over number 9, Andrew DePatie, and he dumps it off inside to Carrigal, which is normally a money shot, but there's 2 men in front of the net, and it's deflected. Barlow gets the pressure here on number 32, John Lusitano. The defender's blanketing Lusitano, and he comes up with the turnover. And John instantly turns to defense, but the Barlow player gets the pass off. The ensuing pass upfield is errant, and number 25, Nathan Tepley, comes up with it. Nathan finds Andrew DePatie down low, but the defense responds instantly. And the ball's flirting around in front of the net, but the Barlow goalie comes up with it. He pushes off a nice pass upfield, which creates a shot opportunity. But James Bright makes a beautiful save. The two teams are trading blows, and Nathan Tepley gets it here with a nice pass over the middle. But that defense is just there every time Guilford gets the ball. I can't even imagine being swatted as many times as Nathan Tepley is here. And all the while, you're expecting that kind of defensive pressure to take its toll on the Indians. But they're still running plays and doing what they do. They've just run into a team that's equally as tough as they are. And this is the kind of game that we expected. After the ball gets tied up by Barlow's goalie here, John Lusitano's applying the forecheck, but they break the press, and they get it down to John's brother's territory, Mark Lusitano, and Mark gives Barlow a little bit of their own medicine. His legs get tied up, and he's penalized. At this point, there's under a minute to go in the third quarter, and the two teams are still tied. Barlow makes a great move here on offense. They come behind the net, and then they push it out to the wing, who quickly fires. And Barlow takes the lead. It's 10-9 Barlow with 9.9 seconds left in the third quarter. And that's also the score at the end of the quarter. On the ensuing face-off, though, the ball squirts out, and Barlow gets possession, down to their tack, steps inside, fires a shot, and James Bright makes a nice save. Shortly after that, and early in the fourth quarter, Barlow gets the ball again. They get another shot off, but James Bright deflects it. Barlow seems to be turning up the heat, but Guilford's defense is standing in there. Even when Zach Catarusa comes out with the ball, the defense is swarming on him. Shortly after that, Barlow gets control of the ball again, and this long stick defenseman fires a shot from way out that finds its way in just under the crossbar. Barlow goes up by 2 with 10:17 left in the game. Still plenty of time. But even though Guilford's defense is doing a great job getting the ball out, gaining possession, Barlow instantly converts the defense themselves, and they put their pressure right back on Guilford. And even when Guilford gets a possession and they get the ball down into firing range, Barlow's goalie's making some great stops. When it gets over the midpoint of the fourth quarter, James Bright's still in there making saves, and you can't help but think that on any given day, either one of these two teams could win this game. Gaining and maintaining possession at this point becomes critical for Guilford. They're down by 2, and it's getting late in the game. I can feel my chest get tight as the intensity of the game just keeps rising. John Lusitano, team leader, gets over the middle. And not from too far out, he fires a laser. But Barlow's goalie makes what amounts to being an amazing save. Mike Ring puts a little pressure on him after that, but he gets it out. And Barlow moves the ball right upfield. Their head is always in the play, and they get the shot off, but James Bright is right there. Duke Knapp helps out a little bit, and they bring the ball back upfield. Mike Ring gets it inside to Robert Larico, who gets down to Carrigal, but Barlow's goalie decides it's time to take out Carrigal, and he gets penalized, and he's out of the game. With 5:46 left in the game, and Barlow's goalie out, we're thinking that this may just be the break that the Indians need. They get a couple opportunities, but both of the shots go wide. With under 4 minutes to go in the game, the Guilford fans are still watching and waiting, hoping for the hammer to fall. But Barlow gets the possession, and they're passing the ball around the way that they do. They're doing a great job moving the ball around. But Guilford's up to the test, and they're equally as great on defense. Barlow can't get the ball inside like they want to. So at some point, they just throw to a double covered man in front of the net, and he managed to get it in anyhow. That goal will make it 12-9 Barlow with only 3:28 left in the game. Barlow wins the ensuing faceoff, but Mark Lusitano creates a turnover. He gets it out to number 5, Zach Catarusa, and Zach moves it into enemy territory. Hoping against hope, he gets it down to number 32, John Lusitano, who tries to thread the needle, but Barlow's goalie makes the save. With 1:37 left in the game, Guilford breaks the huddle, and they're not giving up. Andrew DePatie gets the ball to the side of the net, and he's met with great resistance, but John Lusitano set up over the middle. He gets the ball over the middle to John Lusitano, who's double covered, but John makes a great play to go underneath, but the ball bounces high. On the next play, number 29, Robert Larico, also finds John Lusitano, and Lusitano gets off another nice shot, but the goalie makes a save again. It just doesn't seem to be in the cards for the Indians today. In this play, John fires yet another voracious shot, and the goalie makes yet another stop. The ball's bouncing around out front, and they gain control. There's only seconds left in the game, and at the end of the day, it's Barlow with the victory. They win 12-9, and Guilford, as a result, is ranked down one position to 5th after an East Line victory. But Guilford learned something here today that they can play with these guys. The good news here is that this game wasn't for all the marbles. They've now seen what Barlow can do, and because of the way everybody's seated right now, they're likely to meet Barlow in the playoffs as they make their run towards the state championship. If they're going to beat competitors like Barlow in the playoffs, they're going to have to dig down deep and come out with all guns blazing. It certainly can't hurt to have your support on the sidelines, so please come out and support your team. Thanks for watching, everybody.